such a long time. Like, and did you guys become friends during that whole? Because the big story for those of you who don't know obviously a lot of people your big break is when you as a 1, 2, 3 kid you beat Razor Ramon in that exciting match. You're like, who is this kid? Right, and he does it, and that kind of takes you off. Is that at that point were you already friends with Hunter? Or is it, no, you weren't.
No, he came in, and I didn't know him until he was hired, and he came in, and so as far as the clique goes, he's the only one that's closer to me in age. He's still a couple years older than me, but,
Right, because he was Kevin Nash and Sean, and which is you still keep up with all those guys, right?
Oh, for sure, all the time. Yeah, like fuck yeah, we do.
You're really good buddies.
Yeah.
You would say they're your best friends. Still?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And Road Dogg's in there on that too. But anyway, what the fuck was I saying?
No, we were just talking about Triple H and how you met and you came in.
And also, I had a lot of his first matches with him there. Like, his first match ever at the Garden was with me.
Oh, that's cool. That's a cool moment. Yeah,
and it was a hell of a match, too.
Man. Yeah. Well, and that was cool. So you guys have so many special memories and everything too. And even the anniversary to see you guys all kind of back together, and you do that often. But the other thing
he's been a great friend to me. Not to step on what you're saying, but like. Throughout the years after I was gone and wandering around in the darkness for a fucking decade, he was still there for me.
Yeah.
As much as he could be.
Well, that was the thing. So Batista was on with Satin the other day, and they were talking about the whole James Gunn situation, right?
Yeah.
And he asked him about, and Ryan had said to him, you were there for him, defended him on Twitter this whole time. He said, well, that's what friends do.
Yeah.
He's like, you got to be up there for your friends. And I think it's very similar to where, like, because I've never, in all of your interviews and everything you said, not once have you said, well, Triple H turned his back on me. Never. He was always there for you.
What do you mean as much as he could be, though?
He's, with this position.
Yeah.
And also, when I say as much as he could be, is like, if, like, I'll just say, like, there was one time I reached out for help, and I was given it, and then I shit all over it because I reached out for help that I wasn't ready to take, and I was, he came out here and flew me to Atlanta, and him and Vince spent money, like, $30,000 putting me to rehab that I was out. I got kicked out of in a fucking month.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So I mean,
you have to deal with your own demons.
Yeah.
You have to deal with them. And
And so you're saying then the next time you reached out, they were like, no.
No. The next time I didn't reach out, like somebody else did, because that was like, the deal where I hung myself down in Mexico. Yeah. We've talked about that before.
And somebody
so
reached out to
they
him.
were there for me then too.
Right.
There was, like, the first time I was talking about, there was no wellness policy. So that came out of Hunter and Vince's pocket, right?
Wow.
I'm going to feel sorry for it coming out of Vince's pocket, but like at the time that was still a fuck ton of money for Hunter to just
Well, but that's one of the things that I think, because a lot of times, and we've talked about it on this show too, a lot of times I think Vince and WWE does get a lot of shit for like some of the shit that happened back in the day with a lot of the wrestlers, and some of the stuff I think that should be commended, because Triple H is one of the boys, so he wanted to take care of him, because if you look like, and DDP obviously is a guy that should be looked upon as well too, because watching what happened with Jake and with Razor and then with yourself, it's people should. I think those stories should be focused on more too. Because how long? So if you don't mind, like, how did you get yourself out of that hole?
It was not I crawled up out of it overnight. That's for sure.
Yeah, it took a while, right?
Yeah, because I went through stages. Like some people, like, they go, okay, I'm sober this long, I'm clean this long, and like, but not everyone gets off of everything all at once.
Right. Right.
So, I mean, when at one time you never knew if I was going to go off on a fucking, month-long meth binge.
Yeah.
So when I'm no longer doing that, you're just grateful that I'm only taking pills.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. And so, but you were able, but eventually, because the reason I also asked that, my brother was pretty heavily into pills and stuff too for a long time, and it just, it fucks you up and your whole body, and like you said, it's like, you don't want, you're just glad he's not doing that now. You're glad he's doing, and then you finally get to a place where you're like, okay, well, he's more the person, like you became Sean again, because you're in that fog.
Slowly.
Yeah.
It took a while.
Yeah.
And so for a while there, I was doing okay and doing fine, a lot better than, people were just happy, like they weren't worried about me dying.
Right. Yeah, you're starting to become you
imminently.
again. Yeah, well, right.
Yeah. So and then China died.
Right.
And so I came out here for her memorial.
Yeah.
And I'd already met Kevin Undergaro and Maria. I knew Maria a little bit and Menounos.
Yeah, of course.
And so when I got out here, I hit Kevin up because he had approached me and said, "Hey, you should be doing this," and Kevin's always trying to help people, and so I fucking took him up on it, and I moved out here.